when it comes to getting a job you want, when it comes to finding a job that's going to give you energy, or that you're going to come home from and not want to just sit on the couch and veg and watch Netflix, or that you're going to be excited for to go to in the morning. There's some really key secrets to doing this. And one of those is to have a personal vision. It's to have a vision, not just of what you want to do, but who you want to become and where you want to go holistically in life. And when I say personal vision, that can be intimidating, right? It can be intimidating to say, okay, well, Todd, that's nice, but how do I even create that? How do I even do that? There's so many different factors and there's so many different things to think about. So I want to give you a really easy way right now how to think about and create a personal vision for yourself. It's not going to take you very long, and here's the way to do it. You need to think about 2 different categories, and I'm going to show you right here on this little whiteboard that I have set up. And the first category is what we call life domains. And life domains is essentially how you can segment out your life into different areas. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. But for the sake of simplicity, like this is like basic foundational personal vision creation, okay? For the sake of simplicity, we're going to keep it to 4 life domains right here, okay? So the first life domain that you need to be thinking about is this one right here. Relationships. That's our first main domain in life. That's what we often think of when we think of quality of life. You can have all the money in the world. You can have the best job in the world, but if you don't have friends and you don't have family, life is going to be not as full. So this is the first thing you need to be thinking about in your personal vision. Now, the second thing you need to be thinking about right here is service. So we have relationships and we have service. And the reason that we talk about service is number 2 is because life is so much more full when it has purpose outside of ourselves. When we walk through life and it's about more than just ourselves, that makes life so much more rich. And you, I think, want to probably be a person that comes into their life and says, man, I don't have regrets. I feel like my life is well lived. I look forward to being in a relationship with people, and I have a legacy that I've left here on this planet, and the world and people are better off because of me. And that comes through the form of service. So number 1, relationships. Number 2, service. Number 3, spiritual. And this is going to apply for pretty much everyone at some level. Even if you wouldn't consider yourself a spiritual person, that's a statement of spirituality. So your spiritual life, which is going to be important to probably most people to some degree, needs to be a part of this personal vision. And that's what kind of relationship with God do you want to have? What kind of time do you want to spend thinking on, meditating on, and growing deeper in this spiritual element of your life? So that's number 3. And then finally, we have number 4. And number 4 is kind of 2 things rolled into one. It's work and your education. So those things are kind of together because most of the time we go to school to improve our career and to get different jobs or to study more deeply something that we can work on, right? So these are the 4 areas. And if we just think, I think a lot of times it's tempting to just think about one area as number 1, this one. We like to put this one up here where relationships are. But really, this one is just one part of a bigger whole, okay? So that's part 1. Part 2 of this, we talked about the 4 domains of life. Part 2 of this are these numbers up here, 10 and 3. Because what I want you to do in order to create this personal vision for yourself, this really quick, rudimentary, kind of foundational personal vision is this. I want you to think about these 4 things 10 years from now and 3 years from now. I want you to use words, descriptor words, nothing fancy, just bullet point words for what do you want your relationships to be like 10 years and 3 years from now? What about service? Where do you want to be serving? What kind of service do you want to be doing? Do you want to be a part of any organizations? 10 and 3 years from now. Same with spiritual and same with work. And when you do that, you're going to have a description, a document, really that embodies and shows who you want to become and what you want life to look like, your personal vision, both 10 and 3 years from now.